It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today we're going to start our tomato plants indoors. You know what? If you live in a cold climate, you really should have the capability of starting your own tomato plants, because when you go to the greenhouse, it costs you a lot of money when you come out of there if you get enough plants to feed your family. So you really need to be able to start your plants yourself. I've started my seeds for a few years, but last year I started my tomato plants and I used Dollarama soil. And I don't know if it was the soil or what happened, but my plants started really good, and then they kind of got a little bit of a section where they seemed to have stunted themselves. And then they grew better after and everything, and they did okay. We had a good year, but I was kind of worried for a while there because they just didn't look as good as they did. So this year I thought, instead of Dollarama soil, I'm going to try promix. Everyone on the internet seems to just rave about promix, so I thought I'm going to try a brand name potting soil and just see how it does. I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought Jiffy pots. They work really, really good. Well, this year I decided with at least the tomatoes to use bigger pots, because I found the tomatoes can grow to a size before you can plant them that they need just a bigger space to do well. So I went, and the Dollar Tree had a bunch of these, and I don't know how many's there, but there's a lot. I wouldn't say they're the best quality, but there's a lot. So I got 3 packages of them. So I'm thinking most of my tomato plants should be able to be grown in bigger pots. Okay, so let's see the quality of these Dollar Tree pots. They feel pretty flimsy, but really, well, they're hard to get off. Man alive. Oh, there's one. You know, they're not too bad. They look really good. They look like those ones you get from the, man, they are kind of annoying to get apart though. Gee willikers. That's that is unreal. There. So I ended up having 36 pots, and that's going to work good because I grow about 35 to 40 tomato plants a year. So that's it fits good in 2 trays, and it gives me at least 2 other trays to grow more stuff. Because you only have so much room to grow your plants indoors, or it kind of takes over your house. So anyway, so we got 36 of these size pots. I hope that I can actually use these pots again, but they are kind of flimsy, so I kind of doubt it. But nevertheless, the Dollar Tree, they're a decent price. When you go to a greenhouse and buy your plants, it doesn't take long before you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Even with the promix and this, I don't have very much money in it, and the seeds aren't really that expensive. So you can really save a lot of money by starting your own plants instead of going to the greenhouse and getting them. So this is what we're going to use, is promix premium organic seed starting mix. You know, I don't buy everything organic and I don't grow everything organic, but it is nice to keep as much of the bad stuff out of your food supply as you can. And so when I seen it, that's what I went for. So when you fill the pot, you want to fill the pot, and you don't want to pack it down too tight. You want it to be nice and loose, but you do have to pack it a little bit, because if you don't, when you water it, you'll have a half full pot of dirt. So put it in, pack it down a little bit, but don't go crazy. What I like to do is make 3 holes, because we're going to plant 3 seeds in each pot. You're going to have to come back and clip off the 2 weaker ones, but I want to make sure that I have at least 1 tomato plant started in each pot. And if you only put one seed, there's a good chance you're going to have one that doesn't germinate, and then you're not going to get an extra tomato plant. So it's worth wasting those extra seeds, and then you can pick the strongest plant and allow that to be the one for the pot. So I make these holes. So gently water your plants so you don't wash your seed out. I need to get a better water, a little water. So I gave them a light watering, and then I filled up the tray, not crazy, about this much in the bottom of the tray, so I can allow the water to soak up into the bottom of the pot. And then later I'll come back and make sure that the ground is still moist on top. But this potting mix has a lot of peat moss, and peat moss just sucks the moisture. So most of it, you could actually water it from the base of the plant. So there you go, all the tomato plants are all planted. You don't have to turn on the grow lights right away, but I thought, you know what, when they're getting close to coming up through the ground, probably having the light helps them pop up through the ground a little bit faster. So I thought, you know, I put my seeds there, I'll turn the lights on, and I won't end up missing any growing time. So they are planted. I have a lot more to start, but I'm running out of time today, so that'll be enough for today, and you guys have a good one.